Greetings! Welcome to yet another live stream about rebuilding my Mame cabinet. This is part 3, sort of. I tried to do a live stream last night and things just weren't going well. It turned out to be more about trying to fix my camera boom and sanding than it was about rebuilding a Mame cabinet. And you know what? I don't even want to see that. So I decided to delete it. So this is now the new official 3rd live stream, and I'll just throw that over there. So let's do a little bit of house cleaning type stuff. Move the monitor so that I can see it. There we go. And make it really big so that I can see comments when they pop up. I can find my pointer. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now I can see comments. Now I can see you. I can't really see you. It's a camera. It only works one way. So in the future, when people discover this archive and they realize that the person talking can't see the people watching, they're going to be amazed at our primitive technology. Something to think about. Anyway, I'm really glad that the picture works. That's good. And I can move this light now. Tell you what, just setting up the thumbnail shot, I can put this. Oh, here. This is my latest little contrivance here. So I've got my tripod here, and I just about always need light on whatever I'm doing. And this work light, the clamp is not all that strong. So here's what I do. I got that there, and then I can take, I got the little zip tie right here going through the thing. In fact, you know what I could do? It's not a zip tie. It's a, kind of a, geez, I can't think. These things. These, they're stretchy. They have hooks on the end. This is bad. It's not even that late. I haven't even been working that long, and I already can't think of words. Anyway, one of these stretchy, hooky things. And then I'll just take my stretchy hooky thing and hook it right here. And take this side of the stretchy hooky thing and hook it right there. And now, studio lighting. So as usual, while I'm also talking to you, I'm going to be getting some shots for the official video of this project. And so, welcome to behind the scenes, being live on set with my elaborate workings and my cinematography. I'm going to straighten out the camera a little bit. There we go. We want to make sure that the framing on this looks like one of those guides to how to draw a single point perspective, and that's pretty close. All right, so I've got my brand new Harbor Freight circular saw, since my old circular saw that I paid $3 for this at Construction Junction. I mean, what gives? Anyway, this could not cut a straight line, and I just realized I put the blade in backwards. Yeah, that's backwards. That's not the right way. I feel dumb. I just went online and I showed the millions and millions of potential viewers and the ones and twos of actual viewers of this live stream that I put my saw blade on backwards. It's no good. So I'm going to change that right now. See the fun you're seeing already? Love my gloves. This could have been me. Think about it. There we go. And it's important to stay hydrated. Notice I do not have it plugged in right now. Can't believe that. That was dumb. There we go. I feel stupid. Oh, so stupid. I feel stupid. And what else rhymes with stupid? And Cupid is. I got nothing. Wow, I'm so sorry. You know, I'll try to do better at making up songs on the fly in the future. All right. You know, even at the time, I was thinking, wait, doesn't the printed side go out? Yeah, the print side goes out. There we go. All right. Yeah, that was dumb. You know, I forgot with a circular saw. I know you already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. With a circular saw, the blade rotates up. You know, it rotates in this direction so that it's actually gripping the workpiece as you're cutting to avoid having the saw jump up on you. So, yeah. Little factoid there. That's how you know which way it's going to go and why. Go. And now I can plug it in. Woo! Sounds nice. Doesn't really sound nice. It's got new electric motor smell though. Oh yeah. It smells great. All right. Hat off. Goggles and earmuffs on. There we go. Yes, the GoPro has a wide-angle lens, which is why it's possible that I can be standing way over here and I'm still in the shot. But yeah, it kind of makes everything look fisheye. Advantages and disadvantages. I'm actually kind of okay with it. If you're having problems, then might I suggest ginger root to help ease nausea. So, and I have to address the other camera. So, let's see. the control deck for the trackball and keyboard needs to be about 6 inches wide. So I've scored my line, and something that I like to do is, here, you can see this, I draw a double line to account for the thickness of the blade. It just helps to make it easier for me to cut straight. Also, to help make it easier to cut straight, I got this. This is my brand new circular saw from Harbor Freight, and well, it's a circular saw. That's about all I can say about it. Let's see what kind of job it does cutting. Go. Googlies. Oh, well, oh, let's adjust the height on this. How do I? Oh, there we go. So, wow, that was so smooth. There's really nothing like a new tool with a nice new sharp blade. I'm very happy with this. So, hey, if you're a representative of Harbor Freight, I'm willing to do endorsements. It's not selling out. I love Harbor Freight. It would be selling out if I were doing Apple commercials. I'm just not a fan of Apple stuff. So now maybe if they managed to show me stuff that I really liked, you know, I could get behind that. But you know, Harbor Freight, yeah. So so anybody who can't see the comments, my wife is watching The Evil Dead, and I'm down here using power tools, and somehow she finds that unsettling. I promise if I cut myself, I will make sure to splatter myself with blood. I mean, I'll just make sure that it pours all over me. I should get the blood hat. I dismantled the blood hat. All right, so we can take this off. Set that aside. And I don't need this piece. It's not right now. Okay. So this will be the control deck for the trackball. And let me check something. Another thing that I need to do, and this isn't going to go into the video, but I will tell you about it, and you'll have inside knowledge, is this needs to be made a little bit wider. In fact, it needs to be made 23.5 inches. And this is actually like 21.5. And if this is the same thickness, which it appears to be, it would be tremendously advantageous to just cut a little piece off of this and stick it on the end there. And I can glue it, and that would be great. And that's the same thickness. All right, we are in business. So let's just measure twice, cut once. So that is indeed 23.5 inches. This is 21 and 7/16. So 21 and 7/16. Essentially 21 and a half. Lose a 16th. And then this is 7 and I'm not going to remember, and I can't guarantee that anybody else is paying enough attention to be able to remind me. So the size on that is 21 and 7/16, and seven and 3/16. 7 and 3/16. Okay, so that's the size that we have, and what we need is 23 and a half. So we need a piece that's 2 and 1/16 by 7 and 3/16. That's what we want. Right? Yes. Yes, that's what we want. So let's see. This is now. Okay, I'm gonna have to make 2 cuts. Try to make them square. Yes. I feel like this would be a job for the chop saw. Yes, this is a job for the chop saw. Let's move this over here. Move those over there. Just clear some space. This was the old spacer, but I don't like it. It's not the right thickness. And, this time I'm going to try and make this thing nice. Last time I was just trying to figure out how to do it. And I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have as much building experience under my belt. This time, I think I can do a much better job. Oh. I know, I make a lot of noise when I have to bend over and get things out of an awkward shelf. It's called experience, not old age. There we go. Got this at our 0 mark. And that. We can take these out here. Okay, now I want to be very careful to cut this out of the scrap piece left over from the control deck and not the one that I was going to use for the control deck. This piece is here, but this is the right one. Okay, yes, this is the small piece. So this is the one that I want to cut. Where is the other one? What do I do with that? Ah. And this one is 6 inches. So this is the one that's going to be the new control deck. Oh. Ah. And I'm probably going to need one of those. Go ahead and put some tape back on the wall. I can put tape on the wall. There. Okay. This is the size I want. Got a nice straight edge there, so let's go off of that. And the long measurement was 3 1/16. See how cool that looked? I know it did. So 7 3/16. 7 3/16. That's what we got. Let me see where this falls. Okay, so it's not too bad. In fact, just going to go ahead and create a line. Even though I'm using a chop saw, it's not bad to have a line. So 7 3/16. 7 3/16. Yay! Everything is 7 3/16. Woo! Sometimes late at night in Clay's garage, where I put my there we go. I really need to get a new pair of these. These are kind of awful. Yeah, they're not expensive. No, I guess that's as tight as I go. That's fine. They're around my eyes. That's good. Okay. So, whenever I use a chop saw, I always bring the blade down without pulling the trigger just to see where it's going to fall. And then I'll do just a tiny, tiny sliver of a cut. Okay, see, now I can't show you this without moving the piece, but if you could see, I've got a nice little mark here, and it's exactly where I want it. So I'm not going to move it, making sure my fingers are away from the blade. Go. It did not hit my foot. And look at that. 7 3/16. Bam. So now the question is, it's not going to be able to make this cut. I could do it in 2 swipes. Should I do it in 2 swipes? I think I can do it in 2 swipes. So we want 2 1/16. Go. Not bad. I don't like that. Oh well, let's see how close we got. Two 2/16. Let's go from the. This has a little bit of a bevel on it, so you can't trust it. Ah. So let's try this again. 2 1/16 on that side. 2 1/16 on that side. Not bad. Now, of course, all the numbers in the world don't make a hill of beans worth of difference if it doesn't actually fit. Wait, it's on this side. It's on this side. All right. Look at that. It's going to be nice. You know, there's a little bit of a, I don't like that. I wonder if here. And you're not going to see it anyway, but I still want it to be a nice piece. I want it to be a good fit. So, all right, that is fitting. That is fitting very well. So, I'm not going to put this away. I may need it later. All right, so back to this. And this is the right piece. What I can do here. Just going to hit this with a little sandpaper, get rid of that burr in the middle. take it down too much. But yeah, that'll be nicer. Yeah, that's a much nicer edge. All right. And let's do a little bit of checking with the tape measure here. So, okay, that's going to give us 23.5 on that direction. Ashy slashy, no! We're getting a visit from Ashy slashy. Out of here! Out of here! Out of here! Damn puppet. Don't believe that cute demeanor. He gets vicious. Grows sharp teeth. Evil Dead fans know what I'm talking about. Right. Yeah, that's a good edge. Better edge. That's a better edge. All right, so I want to be able to glue this, and I want it to get a nice, good glue bond. So the best thing to use is wood glue. And I know I have wood glue around here. Wood glue, wood glue, wood glue. Why are you hiding from me, wood glue? I know for a fact that I own wood glue. And that's where I keep all my glue. Goes right there. Why isn't it there? All right. Let's don't panic. Okay, the best thing that I can use is white glue. I know it's not wood glue, but here's my opinion, and it's based on no science whatsoever. But I think that the difference between white glue and wood glue is that wood glue is yellow. Yeah, that's what I think the difference is. Because if you ever noticed, it smells exactly the same. It's the same consistency. It's similar in drying times. I mean, I just don't think that there's a real significant difference. Now, maybe there's slight differences, but I have used white glue in place of wood glue in a lot of cases and had marvelous results once I learned how to use glue. I mean, white glue, when I was a kid, I hated white glue. Yes, it even tastes the same. Funny you should say that. But there we go. All right. Now, good way to do this. Because I really want this to be straight when I put it on here. But I don't want to glue it to another piece of wood by accident. So, here's what we're going to do. I had packaging tape. Is my packaging tape upstairs? I think my packaging tape is upstairs. Doggone it. Packaging tape. Packaging tape. All right. I need to get packaging tape. I'll try not to make this long. Dead space is bad. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. All right, so I want to attach this, and I want to shore it up against something solid, clamp it against something solid so that I make sure that it's nice and flat. That can go there. That one goes there. That one goes there. But if I use a piece of wood and then I use the white glue, then it's just going to glue all those pieces of wood together. So here's what I'm doing. If I can find the edge of this tape, I'm going to put some tape on this piece of wood to create a protective barrier that the white glue will not stick to. There we go. And see, I make a little wrinkle in the corner of the tape. That way it's easier to find next time. There. Oh. I'm going to need another piece of tape. That piece isn't quite long enough. Thought it was long enough. It's not. There we go. So. But hey, I put this little wrinkle here that makes it easy to find the end. All right, there we go. This is going to work. This is going to be good. Now, all right. So I'm going to put white glue in here. we go. I'm kind of rubbing it in. I want glue to absorb into the pores of this particle board. And I'm going to put glue on this side. And this is just MDF, medium density fiberboard. So that will very readily soak up the glue. And now I can put these together. A little bit of extra in here. Oh, hi, Wesley. My cat Wesley came to visit. I'm not going to pick you up because I've got glue on my hands. He's glad about that. You don't want to be picked up anyway, do you, boy? All right, so that's going to go just like that. And let's do a little clamping here. I swear I used to have more clamps. I'm going to have to go to Harbor Freight and buy more clamps. All right, so we've got that, but we need a lot more than that. Actually, it would not be bad to clamp it on both sides, but I don't think I'm gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'll use some of. Oh wait. There, I got some of these smaller C clamps that'll come in helpful. Come in handy. Ooh, I've got some of these too. This is good. Okay, this is what I need. So I like these. These are bar clamps, but what's nice about these ones is they've got ridges in them, and they're metal. So they really lock down. I've got these also. These kind of suck. You put them on and then they don't stay tight, and they're just. They're handy and they're cheap, but if you actually want clamping force, these are not what you want. So we got things happening now. Put that on there nice and tight. And then put this on here. Well, I over-twirled it. Turn it the wrong way. It's hard when you reach my age and you start forgetting things that you used to know, like which direction to turn a handle to make something tighter, and your pants. See, it's funny because anytime that you say pants, it's funny. Go. So now, let's just got my little mallet here. Tighten these down first. And then a little, just tap it in. Tappy tap. There you go. You see? See a piece of wood? This control panel is going to be your home. Do you want to go into your home? It wants to come off. Let's make it go a little bit deeper. Okay, admittedly, this one that I'm fussing with, this is a dollar store clamp and it doesn't have the riches. But this one's nice. I need more like these. Oh, I just realized why this clamp is so nice. It's a Craftsman. It's an old Craftsman, which arguably may be better. But that explains why the dollar store clamp is not working nearly as well as the nice Craftsman clamp. That is probably as old as I am and still works. Which, you know what? I'm as old as I am and I still work. Good. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, I'm going to set this aside. So you can see what I did here. I'm using this as a nice flat surface right here. And then I clamped this on this side first. And then I got these to the point where they would hold it pretty snug. Just tapped it with a mallet to get it pressed up against there. There's part of me that's really tempted to do a trick that I've done before, drilling a hole into this and drilling a pilot hole, doing maybe a couple of those, and then putting in some long screws. And that would really, really lock this in. My concern, however, is this, MDF is not really very strong in between the layers. It's essentially tightly packed paper. So you put a screw in there and it starts pushing, it just tends to split. So I'm kind of thinking ixnay on the Illingdray. We'll just see how well this glues. And if it seems like it's weak or going to give me problems, then maybe I'll glue something. But I'm going to hold off until I know that there's a problem. Now, okay. Okay, so here's the key to knowing how to use white glue. Wait for it to dry. I know, it's profound. When I was a kid, I didn't have that level of patience. And first of all, I would always use too much to where my paper or my cardboard was sopping wet and nothing would stick. And I would never give it time enough to dry. So the key to using white glue effectively is don't use too much and wait for it to dry. Don't mess with it. And then, especially with wood and paper products, you can create a glue bond that is stronger than all the material around it. So, little tips. Put this back. There we go. The gloves back on. All right, now back to the business at hand of creating a control panel for this. So before I start drilling holes or drawing things out, I need to actually know how big I need to make everything. And so that's going to mean taking this apart, which actually I've already taken this apart because it came with a micro USB cord and the Raspberry Pi takes a regular USB cord. So I opened it up and I soldered on some pins and then attached this one, which I think was inside a computer. I'm not sure, but it's got this little pin connector, so that's what I used. And I have to take apart this. And I could be overly destructive with it because I'm going to be getting rid of all this, but I just don't want to. I love this thing. I don't want to be mean to it. So let's see if we can find actual screws. Are there actual screws? Haha, there sure are. Now, granted, that terrible dive that the whole thing took, what was it? Was that last week? 2 weeks ago. That did not do this thing any favors. But there's something in there rattling around. But everything still seems to work. So it seems that whatever was broken is something that I'm not using anyway. Christmas present from my beautiful wife. Thank you, sweetie. I wish that I knew the bit. not bit. Monica is doing the hello. I'm holding for General Hux bit, which is hilarious, by the way. Are you going to do the whole bit? Do I need to say something like, you will, what does he say? Something about, we're ready to accept their surrender. I don't know. See, I know everybody hates on The Force Awakens, and I'm not going to apologize for it, because overall it wasn't great. But there were some great parts in it, and the holding for General Hux bit is absolutely one of those great parts. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what's been rattling around in there is some screws that got popped out of the wood. And here's what's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see this, but you can actually see the wood still packed into the threads because they just got pulled right out of the material. So, yeah, that is what started going all clicky clacky. I need an extension. Oh, you know what? Even better. A long Phillips. And take these out. There we go. And I'm just taking the buttons out of these sides so that when I pull everything apart, it comes along with it. There we go. See? Look at that. I tell you, this X-Arcade stuff is just tremendously well built. Everything in here is professional quality. Let's just snap right together like that. We want to take out this one. this other side. I'm not even sure what that one does. I think it's some kind of program button or something, but go. And now I need to pop that cord out. You'll notice pliers. And all right, that's great. And this seems to just snap together. Yeah. So there's my little cord plug. Can that get through the hole? No, it cannot. Well, one thing at a time. These little angle brackets will come in handy. I think that I need the short bit. Now, I can just go like that. No longer need this. I don't know. I don't know exactly where to put my junk. I guess here. And this. Imagine that there's like a. Oh, there's like an encoder there. It's inside that pretty box. Okay, interesting. Well, horse pucky. Get that out of there. And I don't want to destroy the cord in the process. And they've got this big box. See, now this is unexpected. I kind of expected to see guts rather than like an enclosure, but I guess that kind of holds the ball in place. I don't know. And I should certainly label these before I take everything apart, right? Yeah. Let's do that. Because I am going to be very, very unhappy when I can't tell which button is which. All right. Do I have a Sharpie? Oh, yeah. I have a Sharpie. I have a pack of Sharpies. So. So, right high, so RH. This is right middle, so RM. And then this is RL for right low. There we go. And then on this side, we have left high. I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Left middle. And here, let me show you how these come out. This is kind of cool the way they design these. So you have this little thing right here, and you just push this tab just like that, and that allows the limit switch to pivot out of the way. And then you've got another little post that's holding it in at the bottom. It just snaps out. Pretty sweet. So that is left low, LL. And take the buttons out. That was almost bad. But it turned out not to be bad. So it wasn't. And well, sort of a video in itself, taking apart an X-Arcade trackball. Ah, shoot. I'm supposed to be getting a video of this. Crap. Okay. All right. I have to do some video fakers here. Shoot. Shoot. Well, that's yeah, that sucks. All right, here's what I have to do. going to put the buttons back in, and I'm not going to reconnect anything. But I am going to take this and put it right back here. Let's see. This is annoying. I'm not putting everything back together, but you know, I do have to put it together enough that I can fold the camera. And you know, if you're wondering, it's see, I struggle with stuff like this. Because on one hand, I like all of my videos to be genuine. You know, it's me really doing the stuff, and you know, if something gives me a problem, then I show the problems, and if I make a mistake, then you know I try to show and talk about my mistakes and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, sometimes reality gets in the way, and you just can't tell things exactly as they happened in real life. And so that's where stuff like this comes in, where I have to recreate reality, except my own special version of it. A little wrinkle made it so I could find the end. And then I didn't put a little wrinkle in it again. Darn it. Oh, there. That's the end. Can I get it? Nope. Little bugs on. There we go. All right. There we go. And just put some glue back in here. You know what? I'm wanting to find ways to cut this short, but that one there. And then there's that little cover piece on the back that went somewhere. What did I do with that? Ah. All right, so now once again for the camera. Ugh. The lamentations of the YouTuber. All right. Oh, wow. I've been doing this for an hour and a half. Nobody wants to see that. All right. Well, I'm going to take this shot, and then I'm going to do a closing. That way this live stream can come to a conclusion, but I am probably going to continue working for a while. So. Now that I've got this piece cut out, I'm going to need to take this apart so that I can see all the components and start making measurements for this. I'm guessing that there are screws underneath here. I'm guessing that there's screws underneath here. I'm guessing that there's going to be a screw underneath here. There we go. Look at that. That is just a little rubber piece that fit down in that hole. And now, take out the screw just like that. I'm going to do the other 6. These little inserts aren't hard to remove at all. They just pop right out. There we go. And now I take out the screws. And there we go. these limit switches can be removed pretty easily. Just pull this tab up and then pivot the limit switch, and then it pops right out. After that, I'm going to do all the rest of these. There we go. The panels are held to, the sides are held on with these brackets here. You can just take this screw out. There we go. And I'll take the rest of it, and I'll take the rest out as well. At this point, I should be able to just pull this out. That. No, I have to get rid of that strain relief plug. There we go. And this just comes apart like that. We need to take out this strain relief plug and do that with just a pair of pliers here. And then this should just pull apart like that. This is what filming's like. Exciting, isn't it? All right. Right, so this can come off here, but before I get it completely out of the way, I need to take these buttons out because those will get used. And then this can just go away. All right, I've caught back up to where I was when I realized that I had to be documenting this stuff. All right. So we have all of these things, and I still need to remove the rest of these buttons and then get the roller ball off. And I might as well say that for the camera too. Okay, now What I didn't show you me doing because it was boring is that I already labeled all of these things before I took anything apart so that I would know the button locations when I have to put it all back together. Okay, I'm almost done here. I just have to remove these buttons, which come off just by spinning those and pushing them out. I love these things. I love the way that they're made. I love the way that they assemble. It's just so nice. The roller ball is held on with 4 10mm nylock nuts. Take these off, and it should come right out. Go. Oh, you know what? Before let me do this. Before I remove this thing and set it aside, I am just going to look at the machine. I'm going to make a note here that says up. There we go. So now I know so there I go. Now I know which way is up. That's important. Okay. I guess I'm going to get another shot of this. And it's almost 1 a.m. So I think I might wrap things up really shortly. All right, so I've got this, and I'm not going to throw it away quite yet because a lot of these holes are going to be a template for my new deck. A lot of these holes are going to be a template for my new deck. All right, well, yeah, but I'm thinking of wrapping it up, sweetie. My wife was just messaging me and telling me that I'm a late night worker. So this is a little bit of a problem. You see this? This is all milled out here. And it's only about 1/4 of an inch thick here, but everywhere else, it's 5/8 of an inch thick. I don't want to mill this out. I actually do have a milling machine and I could do it, but I really don't wanna. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. Think about how I want to handle that. But I think that's for another day. So thank you for looking at this this live stream. I didn't see anybody jump on, at least nobody who was commenting. So if anybody was silently watching, thank you very much for joining me. And if anybody's watching this as a video, then I'm sure that you scanned through. But thank you very much for even looking at the video version. I appreciate my viewers. I really, I can't say this enough. Thank you, everyone who watches my live streams. And without any further ado, good night. It's late. I'm gonna go to bed. Oh, really? I had 6 viewers? All right. Well, you know what? At midnight, that's not bad. So, anyway, thank you to everyone. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful morning at this point. This is Clay Carlino telling you. Wait. I have to do the thing. Thing's important. This is branding. So now you know that you can work on a Mame cabinet in the middle of your garage in the middle of the night. This is Clay Carlino telling you to be brave. Yay! See, I do that. That's my thing. Good night.